You're listening to the official Temple University's Football Coaches Show, brought to you by Peerless Boilers on Philadelphia's #1 college radio station, WHIP.
Welcome back, everybody. 215-204-WHIP is our number. Zach Gelb and Mike Zahn here with you. 11:44 on a Wednesday, and it's time for the official Temple University Football Coaches Show, powered by our fine friends at Peerless Boilers. Visit peerlessboilers.com for a dealer nearest you. And remember, Peerless builds America's best boilers. Today on the line in the official Temple University Football Coaches Show, we welcome in the quarterback coach of your Temple Owls, and that's Glenn Thomas. Glenn, Zach, and Mike here on Temple's campus. Thanks for a few minutes. How are you?
Hey, doing good, man. Appreciate you having me.
Well, we appreciate you coming on, and you guys had a bye week. You enjoyed that and tried to improve this football team as you go up against a Charlotte team in Charlotte on Friday night. But I want to take you back to that UMass game. P.J. Walker had that game-winning drive after that miraculous hard-nosed play by Stephon Marshall, Will Hayes, and Praise Martin Oguike that got you the 2 points off the block PAT. P.J. also, though, in that game did throw 2 interceptions and threw the ball 48 times. How would you evaluate your quarterback's play in that win up against UMass?
Well, I'll tell you, he had a lot of opportunities, like you said, 48 passes. So I was just proud of the fact that he just kept battling. You know, 2 of those interceptions were in the first half. He just kept picking away, and it didn't really get to him mentally and stay focused on what he was supposed to do. And you know, it came to a climax there at the end when we needed him to that game-winning drive.
A big point of emphasis from Marcus Satterfield and Matt Rule in the offseason was to win the battle in the trenches and really establish a run game. In Game 1 up against Penn State, Temple threw the ball 20 times. Game 2 up against Cincinnati, they replicated that with 20 more throws. And then in UMass, that number just skyrocketed to 48. How many throws around the game do you want to see your quarterback and P.J. Walker getting?
I don't think there's any set number. It's at the end of the day, whatever it takes to win the game. You know, sometimes it's a reaction to what the defense is doing to you. Sometimes it is by game plan. So I think each week is independent of itself, and I think at the end of the day, whatever it takes to win.
PJ talked a lot about in the offseason about recognizing his checkdowns to try to eliminate those turnovers. He only has 2 interceptions through 3 games and a fumble up against Penn State. What did you guys do specifically in the offseason to try to reduce those turnover numbers with him?
Well, just to try to on and off schedule, there's definitely risk involved in throws, and try to minimize the risky throws, and if it's there, great, but being content with having winning plays, and winning plays can be a 4-yard game. It doesn't have to be the exciting 80-yard play. That'd be great, but at the end of the day, if we can just put together winning plays, we'll have success.
We're talking to the quarterback coach for your Temple Football Owls football team, Glenn Thomas. And Glenn, at the UMass game, it was very evident that PJ was trying to force some plays. He wasn't going to those checkdowns that you tried to establish in camp. What was the reason for that?
Probably trying to do too much at times. He's a playmaker. He's competitive. He's confident in himself, and he feels like he can make some throws. And some of those, a lot of the times he'll make those throws. A couple good plays by their defense, and didn't result in like what he anticipated, obviously.
How closely do you and Coach Frischman, work together to make sure that the quarterback and the receiving core are on the same page? Do you guys go and talk to offensive coordinator Marcus Satterfield and dial up a game plan altogether, or do you work separately? How does that operate?
Yeah, all 3 of us work together. It's a collaborative effort. Just to make sure everybody's on the same page. We try to cross every T, dot every I, because I want to be telling the quarterback the same thing that Marcus is telling the running back and Chris is telling the receiver. Just some very small detail might make a huge difference. If you're telling them something different. So we want to do it together, make sure everybody's on the same page.
We're spending a few minutes with Glenn Thomas on the Temple University Football Coaches Show, powered by Peerless Boilers. Peerless builds America's best boilers. And, Coach, P.J. Walker, going into the Charlotte game, you had a whole week to just get settled in, take that bye week, get healthy. What do you want to see your quarterback do going up against Charlotte, which I think you guys should walk away in a nice win on coming up on Friday?
Well, I think just continue to progress. I mean, this is a good defense. They're leading Conference USA in several categories, sacks, third downs, those type things. They have some good pass rush. So, we're definitely have our hands full. So, but I just want to continue to see him grow and progress and feel confident in how he's going, and how to attack a defense.
I know you weren't here last year, but just looking at the tape, I think the biggest difference from last year to this year with P.J. Walker is that he's just more comfortable. And what I mean by that is last year at times I felt like he was trying to do too much and try to make that big play, and that's where you would have that interception. But this year it just seems like you guys have more depth on that offensive side of the ball. You bring back that safety blanket for him and Robbie Anderson. You bring in an Adonis Jennings. John Christopher continues to improve. Jahad Thomas has been a nice story for this team. Do you feel like P.J.'s just more comfortable at this point of the year than he was last year?
Yeah, I think the comfort level is a huge part of it, and I think that's the emphasis of just being patient. Like I said, just the winning plays. We know we have a good defense that we can lean on, in games that we'll need them to step up, and I think it's just a matter of putting winning plays together. And I think he has a comfort level with that mentality that hopefully will continue to pay off.
Projecting forward, how does Frank Newtile look in practice, and how did he look in camp? Obviously, he's a different style quarterback than PJ. Do you think he can work under this offense?
Yeah, I think so. Frank's been a pleasant surprise. He didn't get any reps I'd say that minimal reps in the spring because he's coming off injury. So he was a little bit of an anomaly coming in the fall, but he's done an extremely good job. He's very smart. He sees the defense well, which is unique. He understands what's happening and where it needs to go with it. He does have a unique skill set, so it would change a little bit if he got in there, but I'm excited about the future of Frank and what he has to bring.
It was a bye week, and Matt really talked about how he wanted to get healthy and make those improvements. You take a look at the offense through 3 games. It's been successful. They're 3-0. You have 3 wins. That's always great, and people are talking about the top 25. What did you guys really sit down and try to improve on in this bye week preparing for Charlotte?
Well, I think it was a quality control situation, just going back and looking at what we've run, how successful it's been, what we think we might be good at that we're really not, or vice versa. So it's more of a, just a look in the mirror and see kind of really a snapshot at the 3 games and what we need to emphasize, coaching points, what we need to change, take out, add, those type things.
Glenn, in that drive up against UMass, because you guys practice that 2-minute drill almost every day, sometime during practice, usually at the end of practice, just to finally see it come to fruition and convert it, what does that do for the confidence of the offensive unit?
Oh, I think it's huge. Anytime that you can see benefit or production or result from any things that you're practicing and day after day after day, they look at you cross-eyed sometimes, like, oh, we're doing this again and again and again. But to actually see it work and result in a win, I think is huge. And moving forward was invaluable for our confidence.
Before we let you go, as we're talking to Glenn Thomas today on the Temple University Football Coaches Show, your last stop before you came into Temple University was on the professional front with the Atlanta Falcons. A lot of people weren't happy here in Philadelphia when the Falcons took down the Eagles on opening night in that Monday Night Football game. Do you still stay in contact with Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, and Roddy White? Because that team's 3-0, and they're looking good.
Yeah, I talk with Matt every now and again, but excited for them. Obviously, a huge fan of Matt. He's a tremendous player and person. He's everything that you would want, want in a player. So I'm excited for him. Obviously, Julio's proven he's one of the best in the league. So, and Roddy's just obviously the mainstay. So excited for those guys, and looking forward to seeing what the future holds for them too.
Well, Glenn, we appreciate a few minutes today. Best of luck on Friday night under the lights in Charlotte. Thanks so much.
Thanks, my man. Appreciate it.